Mindset, a daily dose of practical wit and wisdom with a professional educator and trainer, Amazon best-selling author, United States Marine, television and radio host, Paul G. Markle. Each episode will focus on positive and productive ways to strengthen your mindset and help you improve your relationships, career goals, and overall well-being. Please welcome your host, Paul G. Markle.
Hello, folks, and welcome back to Morning Mindset. Thank you once again for joining me today. And yes, today I promise that I have the phone on airplane mode. I don't have to worry about my kids trying to get a hold of me today, so you won't hear any dinging. And many of you probably were listening so intently to that previous episode that you may not have even noticed, and I just busted myself out, but that's okay. I'll hold myself responsible for that mistake. I hope you enjoyed the episode anyway about who is your spotter. And also, thank you very much. We got a whole bunch of feedback from the glass half empty episode. More feedback than we've gotten in a while. So thank you very much for everybody who's listening. Thank you very much for acknowledging that and, well, listening a little bit louder. All right, today, being Mr. Rogers. Now, I'm taking a risk when I say Mr. Rogers because many millennial type people, young skulls full of mush, when I say Mr. Rogers, they may not know who that is. Fred Rogers, the one who had the TV show, the children's TV show. And Fred Rogers was known for being very calm and very stoic, and the nicest guy you ever wanted to meet. Hello, neighbor. That's what Fred Rogers would say. And he would change his shoes from his outdoor shoes to his indoor shoes. And he would put on a cardigan sweater because he was Mr. Rogers. Many of you may know Bob Ross. Bob Ross, super chill Bob Ross. So, Mr. Rogers or Bob Ross, whichever one you choose, do you have to be a Mr. Rogers or a Bob Ross to have a positive life or to live a positive life? People are like, oh, if you get upset, let's say, for instance, that you have deliberately been trying to live a more positive and productive life. You said, you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to make a collective effort, a consolidated effort to live a more positive life, to be more positive. And by extension, that will make me more productive. But something happens and you get frustrated or you get angry or you express your frustration and your anger. And someone, probably someone who's a smart aleck or you're married to, will say, oh, hey, Mr. Positivity, is that positive? Is being angry or upset or frustrated, is that positive? Is that a positive way to live? And they will try and hold you accountable. They'll say, all right, well, you're a hypocrite because you said you wanted to be positive, but you got upset. Sometimes a part of being positive and productive means holding other people accountable for their actions. Yes. Most people would hold you accountable for your actions. Would you not say that is true? If you are an employee for an employer, does your employer hold you responsible for your actions? Does the state hold you responsible for your actions? Does your family hold you responsible for your actions, especially if it's your spouse? Do they hold you responsible? Yeah, they probably do. They hold you accountable for your actions. It is not a positive thing or a productive thing to be a spineless pushover. And that's where I think a lot of people will, I guess, miss the boat when it comes to leading a positive or productive life. They think that I'm trying to turn you into a choir boy or a Boy Scout or Mr. Rogers or Bob Ross or what have you. Mr. Rogers and Bob Ross, I don't think either one of them, they spoke softly, but I don't believe that they were pushovers. And it doesn't do you any good to attempt to live a positive and productive life, to lead one, if you are a yes man or spineless, or you allow yourself to be pushed around, or you allow yourself to be used or abused. If you allow other people to wrong you continuously, that's not positive and that's not productive. And if you are, justifiably upset or frustrated by that situation, it doesn't mean that you're not being true to yourself. It doesn't mean that you're abandoning your principles. The fact of the matter is you should hold other people accountable for their actions. You would expect it of yourself, and you expect it of others. So don't think that you have to be, we're doing this whole morning mindset thing, and we're talking about how to lead a positive and productive life. And you say, well, if I do that, then I got to be, I have to be Mr. Wishy-washy, Charlie Brown, spineless. No, you don't. You don't have to let Lucy pull the football out and embarrass you every single time. You don't need to be a pushover. You don't have to be Mr. Rogers or Bob Ross to lead a positive life. Sometimes being a positive person means holding other people accountable for their actions. And if other people don't like it, if they don't like it when you hold them accountable, that's Tango Sierra. That's TS right there. All right, Father's Day is rapidly approaching. If you would like to treat your father to a special, unique gift, well, I suggest that you go to Amazon.com and you pick up the book Dad Rules, Wit and Wisdom from a Dad to Whom It May Concern by an author called Paul Markle. And if you go and order it today, you'll probably have it in time for Father's Day. So get on it. If your dad is a cigar smoker or an amateur enthusiast, go ahead and pick up the book Cigar Etiquette for Barbarians. Give it to your dad for Father's Day. I think he'll appreciate it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am Paul Markle, and I'll talk to you again real soon.
Thank you for spending time with us today. To get show notes, submit a topic request, and for more from your host, Paul G. Markle, visit morningmindsetpodcast.com. That's morningmindsetpodcast.com. Please leave a review for this podcast on your favorite podcast player. We appreciate your time and effort, and we look forward to reading your honest feedback.